Hi, I'm Lee Harris. I came to Hayes to relearn or to learn a lot of things that I've actually missed in my Christian experience. And God is so merciful. He showed me like a year or so before I heard about this school what I was lacking. And even though I tried to make attempts, or maybe I didn't try hard enough to try and read books like Uriah Smith, or spend time and read the Bible and understand the prophecies and what they mean, and what significance they have. God was showing me that I lacked a lot of things. Even though I wanted to be His child, even though I wanted to spread His message, there was a lot of things I was lacking. I was lacking my foundation. I would read one thing, but then I saw other people around me doing something else because I did not grow up in the church, and it was just a confusing time for me. And God was showing me that I need to look at Him as my teacher and not man. So He was, after a while, getting me to sit down and start reading the Bible, and then I started reading and seeing that. Reading books like Jeremiah and Isaiah, and I see like precious things like gross darkness shall cover the whole earth, and I was like, what does this mean, Lord? What does this mean? And coming to ACE, I see that God has brought me here to give me that foundation in which I've missed, and showed me that it was He who was speaking to me about dress reform and about eating and about eating and taking on the health message for a healthy mind, so that we can be His people who will not bow down to the image at the end, in the end time, and that He can reflect His character well in us. And He just brought me to ACE, and I see that He brought other people here to prepare us to become His people. And whilst I've been here, I've learned one thing that I can really say, wow, Lord, thank you. And that experience is about, I don't know if you've heard about about Advance. When I went to Advance, that was a program put on for young people to help us to know how to defend our faiths and against evolution. And there, the Lord was pointing out investigative judgment to me, and I didn't really understand it, and it was just a frightening thing for me. But coming to ACE and seeing that, seeing the process in which God is doing things, and see that His people does play a significant part, because we actually, those who's gonna manifest His character is gonna be that stone that's gonna be cut out of the mountain, that's gonna do the last word to show forth His character against the darkness that's going to cover the whole earth. And I'm seeing like, wow, there's actually something sweet here. It's not this frightening thing as like, I've got to always be good, I've got to always make sure that I'm in God's good book. Rather I'm seeing the love of Jesus and seeing the character of Jesus much more, and He's taken away that fear from me, and He's given me hope, and He's given me a desire, and that's what I've learned here. And that's where I'm going to leave my testimony. And I wish that everyone could learn the things that we're learning, because it's really good things. Understanding the book of Daniel and Revelation, showing, God gave it to reveal the dark secrets that's actually subtly planned to get every human being to be drawn away from God. And God is revealing this darkness so that His people, those that want to serve Him can have knowledge and wisdom to not join because they see and know. So as Jesus said, I've told you these things before so that you be aware and that you can warn others. So what we're learning is about warning others, so that they too can look to the Creator, the true Maker, and not to the devil, the robber. And yeah, that's what it's about, learning about Daniel and Revelation and about Jesus' sweet love. And that's what we'd like to do. I'll pass you over to Naomi.
Yeah. Me and Lee were supposed to do one together, simply for the fact that when we go witnessing, we tend to go witnessing a lot together. And I feel like God has blessed us immensely, because I find that, since I've been here, Lee's been my buddy, my pal. And God always sends you out 2 by 2, and I think that's very important to remember whenever you're witnessing. Like, one person talks, one person prays, and by doing so, God has blessed us with some incredible opportunities where we've just been able to speak to people and get to know people. And I remember that there's been times when we've spoken to one person, when another friend of ours was with us, Andrew, and we was able to speak to someone with cancer, and they was there in tears, and we was able to pray with them, and they just said that they was willing to do all that is possible for them to be healed. And I realized that you can never undermine the Adventist message. It's a message that speaks of hope, that speaks of the future, it gives people healing. And I think that we as Adventists, we're people who are sent out as physicians to the world. Most importantly, when I thought about, we had an exhaustive study one day about the 3 Elijahs, and that was very long. But when you look at the example of Elijah, and he had to go to the prophets of Baal, and he challenged them to prove their gods, and they couldn't prove their gods, so he proved his God. And then from Elijah, he was someone who was there to bring reform for John the Baptist, and John the Baptist said, repent and find thy way straight. And then now you have the SDA Church. And I think about us, when you think about us, we're there to send reforms amongst people. And since I've been in this house, I think you find that we are here to make our way straight. Adventists, whenever we compromise what we believe in, our message is weaker than it should be. And I think sometimes when you stand for something that's devout according to what you believe, and you don't compromise what you believe, God will give you power. And I believe that's what He's preparing us to do, to speak with power for these last days. So I thank God for that, and I pray that God will continue to guide us and keep us. So for those who are seeing this, please keep us in your prayers, that God will continue to guide us and help us to grow as we continue to pray for you, that God will give power to all those who aim to deliver His message, that we can finish the work that He's given us.
Oh, bye.